Get that save in there, and then I have some stuff to do. First and foremost, 40-man for me. Daniel Chavez, I'll add you to the 40-man. Why not? Someone will sign David. There's a really good chance that somebody will sign David, but it's not a guarantee. But, you know, I love seeing him right there with you. He's amazing, isn't he? All right, let's see. I don't need Doug Miller, Gentry, Akeda, Tommy Tran at first base. I would prefer not to lose. Let's see. Gentry at third base. I mean, right now is my fucking starter there. Relievers, Dougie Akeda. And then David Chang. That's it. In terms of arbitration for me, why is this Gomez? 1 year, 780. I'll bring you back for that, just for the roster deal. Enrique Angelis, 3.7 million. Wheels, I did not, but that sounds ridiculous. I can't give 3.7 million to a 75 overall reliever. I just can't do it. He pitched in AAA this year. Enrique, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're probably out of here. Jason Suzuki. I can't give $3 million to a 77 rated pitcher with a C potential, especially one that got pretty lit up last year. So Jason Suzuki is also out. And Robert Fujita. 3.9 million. It's a little bit pricey, but he is still getting better. Do I need him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't necessarily need him. Some of the younger guys that I have, I need to draft some more relievers in the future, but Robert, I hate to say it, buddy, but I think I'm going to let you go. Last time you played, you were all right, but beyond that, it wasn't that hot. I'm going to say goodbye to Robert Fujita as well. I'm going to let go of quite a few players this year as well. Let's see, Alfonso Hernandez, Lincoln Hager, Leo Chacon, Dees, Jamie Diaz, Fernando. I looked at it too quickly. I looked at the corner of my eye. Fernando Rodriguez, Tommy Tran. Gotta drop that money total down. Mario Acevedo. And Reed Cordero, even though you're trash. So we got Frank Reyes. This game's projecting in 7 years, he's going to be worth a shitload of money. Interesting. For now, you get nothing. For now, you just be happy to play baseball. That's our Oakland Athletics, a.k.a. not even the Oakland Athletics pitch. Just be happy you're playing professional baseball, allegedly. Garrett Gentry. God, I hope you're not my third baseman next year. But I had everybody fall off the face of the earth. Miguel Perez. I can keep you for dirt cheap if you'll let me. You're not going to let me keep you for dirt cheap. Miguel, you're out of here, buddy. I'm sorry. Brian Park. Both of our teams have had quite a bit of roster turnover this offseason. Darren Giger wasn't mine. Waylon Douglas. Lou Hernandez. Hayden and Martinez aren't mine. Let's see. Rabu and Daniel Chavez. Drop that money total. Center field, Luke Gehringer. Drop that price down. ACAs will be going to Medical, Saw Diamond Dog Strat and being soldiers without a home. I mean, hey, it's working in the NHL, by God. That said, at least the Coyotes are trying to stay, right? At least they're trying to stay. Draft a Glory or normal franchise. A combination of the two of them, my friend. We're doing a chat team. They moved the Oakland Athletics to Vancouver. They are representing Team North America. and then I get the rest of the world on my team. With I relocated the Miami Marlins to Atlantis because, yeah, we found a sweet logo. Let me see if I can zoom in on this logo a little bit. Look at that merman. Not him. Look at that merman right there. He's ripped. Absolutely jacked, brother. How big can I make this screen? Jesus, I'm just going to keep slowly zooming in until there is nothing but merman on the screen. Hold on. Yeah, look at him. Growing in size, the peaks, the freaks. I'm so fucking tired. Oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, there we go. We'll fix that for later. Let's see. Domingo Fernandez. Try to hold on to you. Richie Molina will try to hold on to you as well. Not Oakland, not Sacramento. They're just going to be the A's. Or the Athletics, yeah. They are a baseball team without a home. They may play in Sacramento, but don't call them the Sacramento or California A's, which is the dumbest to not just be like, yeah, the California A's. I mean, especially, the Angels haven't used the California term in forever. So just be like, fuck it, we're the California A's. You want to have a dumb name like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, then we'll be the California A's. However, there is nothing wise or intelligent about John Fisher. You can't even look at him. It's like, oh, but he's a millionaire. He inherited that goddamn money. Look up who his parents were. That is just, that is a trust fund, baby. Ruining a professional sports team for no good reason, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not paying Felipe Gonzalez $1 million a year. Mr. Perez, I'll pay you. Young Woo Lee, got to keep you around too. And Robert Yamada. Hello, Mata. Hello, Fada. Say hello to Robert Yamada. The Washington football team sounded better. Honestly, to this day, the Commanders should go back to the Washington football team. The Commanders was such a shit name. Is such a shit name. And I'm very surprised once ownership changed that they're just like, yeah, they got to be working on a rebrand, right? New ownership buys the team. There's no way they're going to keep the Commies name. I can't imagine. All right, so I have a crap load of money to spend right now, and probably nobody to spend it on if free agent history is anything to go off of. Again, Vladdy, whether or not you want to count him as Canadian or Dominican, it counts as North America regardless, so I can't even sign the goddamn guy. Can't sign Jim David. Who's the top rated player I can even sign? I can't go for Cubans. Well, third baseman Curtis Mead. He's 33 years old. Out of Australia. I do need a third baseman, but Jesus. I wasn't expecting to have to sign a 33-year-old player. Wikipedia doesn't even list Fisher as a businessman or entrepreneur. Just Fisher is an American heir. I mean, that's pretty perfect. I let go of Gabe Moreno last year because I need Comstock to develop at catcher. So as much as I'd love to bring Moreno back, I've tried to trade him. It hasn't happened. Trades are almost impossible for me. Maybe that would be the one way to even it up. It's too late now, I would say, but I should have negotiated that. To say, you guys keep the islands because they're technically a part of North America, but I can be more aggressive in trading. Because at least then... Uh-oh. Okay, he's in arbitration. I was going to say, Yamazaki would have been on my team already had I done that. Nobody in the team that plays capital U.S. The foresight to see nickname commies or comrades coming. Well. All right, anyway, back to free agency. After I almost had a fucking aneurysm. We tried. There was never talks about trades. It makes sense for you to keep the islands. Again, when we do this in the future, if we ever do it again, we've already talked about what it's going to be. If I don't go for that third baseman, it's Luis Arias. So it's looking like it's got to be that third baseman for me. And then Wilmer Flores as a starting pitcher. You did try with Yamazaki. I know. Second baseman, Yorbit Vivas. Yeah. All right. Looks like I have my options here. I mean, hey, Yaro Iriarte's back out there. So for me, my pitching target is going to be starting pitcher Wilmer Flores. Your pride wouldn't let you take the offer. That's true. We will do a 3-year deal with that club option. I'm going to backload this bad boy. So Mr. Flores, 6.1 a year. And then I'm going for the old third baseman, Curtis Mead, the Aussie. He is my best option available at this stage. King Curtis Mead at $9.4 million. Those are my 2 targets. Not the best, not the worst. Let's see what happens here. Actually, we do have our trade blocks as well that we can set up here. Let's go over chats first. So obviously at catcher, you really could have one of Dalton or Ray go. It makes sense, honestly, to put every goddamn catcher on the block, except for Jim Lyon, because he doesn't have much potential. But just clear out some of that nonsense at catcher. First base, you're fine for now. Tulabits, it makes sense to keep, but O'Connor, Romano, Rice, if you can get anything for him, you should try. You elected to go after a right fielder, so second base is top priority. You can't afford to trade a second baseman right now. Third base, you're fine. Add Flores. Shortstop, you're fine. Can add Johnny Belanger. Nobody else has potential. Left field, you could use somebody aside from Vargas in the future there. Center field, kind of similar. And then right field, we know is definitely going to be a need for you guys. And then the pitching is still a strength. So, I mean, honestly, there are relievers that you could put up there and you'd be fine. You don't have as many starters, but like these new relievers, or even Santos, if you can get anything for them, you should. Just to at least be able to explore those options. So it's pretty straightforward in terms of the trade block for Chad. I don't really think there would be much negotiation from you guys on those moves. Milt Watanabe, I'm good at catcher. Diaz isn't bad. Rodriguez isn't bad. I'm actually looking okay at first base. I'm looking okay. I just gotta wait for those guys to develop, but I guess if I can get somebody better, I should try. Holy second base. I forgot how old Rengifo and Torres are. Reyes is pretty much ready to take over. Brendan Donovan's getting worse. I'm paying him 2.5 this year. I need a third baseman almost as badly as I need air. If I can trade Brian Rocchio, I should. We got Douglas behind him. Lou Hernandez. Left field, we got Seaver. If I can move Valley or Chavez, I should. If I can move Chirrillo or any of the center fielders, I should. And in right, I desperately need a right fielder. Desperately. I do still need some starting pitching help, though, too. Bullpen's going to be good. Right. If I can get anything for Suarez or Alvarado, I should try. In terms of super low-end starters that might not make it, that really doesn't define anybody. I think I'm good. Well, we'll see if any trade offers happen. We'll see what happens with the free agent signings. Robert Beal elected to go to the Mets. As you guys have gotten a trade offer from the Cardinals, center fielder Victor Scott for catcher Tyrone Ray. Your situation at center field is Rafaela and Floyd Horton. You really do not need Victor Scott at all. That just doesn't fit. It'd be nice to get rid of Tyrone Ray to clear out some of the logjam at center, but that just creates a logjam. Or at catcher, that creates a logjam at center. That's just not worth it. Let's try to go get you guys a fucking manager. Jesus Christ. Hell of a time trying to sign people. It might have to be Jason Inman. The -2 to bunting, but at least he provides speed. It's got to be Inman. It's pretty rough, but he is the best looking option there. At least you can lowball him a little bit. You get another trade offer for Victor Scott. Obviously not worth it. Inman goes to the Padres. Jesus Christ. In terms of signings, they didn't announce it? Did it say that he signed? He did. I just didn't think we got the big alert. Big shout to West Coast for the raid. Westy, how are you, my man? I imagine it was Bayball tonight, although who knows? Maybe it was a fight night for you. What were you up to? It was a baseball kind of night. How you enjoying MLB so far? But yeah, Boris Hatfield and Owen Casey, Frank Casey. They have both signed their deals. So not bad at all, chat. You got both of your targets. In terms of what's going on with Vladdy, still no offers. Jim David signed somewhere, but where? Why wasn't it giving me any alerts? What? Where did Jim David go?
Oh, we're doing this again.
I'm so confused. Thank you, Sam, for the gifted subs. So Jim David has signed. It just popped up there, but I hit the button too fast. Was it Baltimore? Get prep for the title. Oh, good. I went from 0-4 to a title. Holy hell. 9-year deal in Baltimore for Jim David. Yankees got Tamar Johnson. I swear, none of these were popping up. In terms of the big signings, none of them were popping up. So Jim David has left Vancouver and has signed a pretty big deal, but a backloaded deal with Baltimore. He is pitching for less than $20 million a season for the next 3 years. Wow. So Jim David gets the contract in Baltimore. Stays in the American League, too. You guys might have to run into him. He's no Waluigi. Nobody is. Nobody is, let's be honest. Yeah, I don't know why the hell those alerts aren't popping up anymore. There's nothing I can do with the setting or anything, but... So again, you landed both of your free agent signings. Still no answer on Vladdy. And Jim David's gone to Baltimore. For myself, I'm competing for Meade, and then still nothing from Wilmer Flores. Okay. Weird. Very weird. The Braves have offered me a trade for starting pitcher Bobby Miller. I cannot take it because he is American. The Yankees have offered me a trade for Shane Bieber. Can't take it. Kyle Teal went to... Man, why is it not announcing the big signings anymore? What the hell? Dude, I don't want to say, did they break something, but... Did they break something? Says it's just Casey. Fair enough. Did they break something? What the hell? I'm so confused right now. Why the hell aren't the alerts popping up anymore? Shout out to D'Lo Brown. I do have to find you a manager too, you're right. Sorry, I got distracted by this. So yeah, Kyle Teal went to Cincinnati on a big time deal. Why aren't those alerts popping up? For you guys, let's see if we can find you a damn manager, huh? Who's left? I mean, Voss is some positives, some negatives. Glenn Nadeau, same thing. Positives, negatives. Outside of that, there's nobody particularly great. Well, you're going to have to take the good with the bad. You take them both, and there you have the facts of this manager hunt. Nick Giordano, -1 velocity, but durability and discipline. I don't even know who you want to go for here, chat. Who's the best of the... I mean, Elliot Voss. Elliot Voss has... a A combined +5 at the end of the day. Glenn Nadeau is the best bang for buck option. It's technically a +6, right? Like only the -1 to hits per 9, but the blocking, the clutch, and the contact are up there. He is the best manager left right now, hands down. See if you land him. So still no word on Vladdy. Still no word on my signings. I'm so weirded out. Like, why the hell aren't the alerts popping up anymore? There's no button to hit to then get the alerts. It doesn't make sense. You go to the old Universal profile. I don't know. Let's see. The Mermen get a trade from the Braves. I can't take Bobby Miller. No big signings that time. Glenn Nadeau has accepted. Braves offer me a trade for Bobby Miller. Leave me alone. Still no answer from Vladdy. I don't want Shane Bieber because I literally can't take him. Andy Otto finally got called up from freaking Colorado. Jesus. They just stopped working at a certain point. Oh, cool. Well, I'm... okay, that makes sense. I mean, you got your 2 signings. What can we take off the 40-man for you guys? Who makes sense here? That's me. Because my signings haven't gone through yet. I'm quite jealous. Harvey Deerdorf, obviously. That's not a big loss if you were to lose him. And Sean Yeager's not a big loss if you were to lose him either. So maybe something to do with the not counting generated dudes. It's big signings, perhaps. Yeah. Oh my God, Atlanta, leave me alone. Vladdy is going to remain a free agent for now. Gabe Moreno signs in Atlanta. Andy Paez is back to the Dodgers. I did land Curtis Mead. By this point, you're supposed to have quit playing franchise because they've ignored this mode for years. Fair. Let's see, why the hell? Just give me the league-wide news, please. Thank you. It's Gabe Moreno. I ended up with Curtis Mead, Anthony Volpe to the Blue Jays, Jeffers to the Guardians. A couple other big deals here. Luis Patino went to the Phillies after I let him go. Okay. Let's see. So still nothing for me from Wilmer. Vladdy still has no offers at all. Atlanta's not going to leave me the hell alone. Bryce Eldridge to the Astros. That's worthy of an announcement, though. Good to know. Dylan Lesko gets 6 years with the Dodgers. What the fuck? Xavier Isaac gets 6 years from San Fran. What the fuck is even going on anymore? I'm so confused by the alerts now popping up. Adrian Morion went to the Cardinals. What a weird game sometimes, huh? Can Wilmer Flores sign the goddamn contract? I don't want Shane Bieber. Robbie Snelling, a 9-year deal with the Angels. And Anthony Roberson, a 5-year deal with the Angels. They're spending some money. Colin Houck on his way to the Pirates. Let's see... Nothing from Vladdy yet. Not a single offer for Vladdy. You guys might have held him for 1 year too many. You might have. Reggie Don. Hold on. Okay, Spencer Steer is still out there. The lol cow's still out there. Wilmer, take the contract, you fuck. AJ Smith-Shawver on his way to Texas for 6 years. Will Klein traded to the Orioles, so the O's are still making moves. This son of a bitch won't sign the contract. He signed the contract. Way to go, Wilmer. Way to go, Wilmer. We love you. We got Wilmer. It's about damn time. Ridiculous offseason continues. Still no word or offers towards Vladdy. Arlo Rodriguez to Cleveland for 4 years. As Vladdy has finally started to get some offers, Milwaukee, Toronto, and Boston in the mix for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You guys would get some compensation, but not the huge compensation now, if I'm not mistaken. The 2033 draft lottery, the Mermen are very much in the mix. Vancouver, pick number 24. There's no chance in hell of me doing anything here. That is for sure. That is for sure. Yep, we fell down to number 7. Fair enough. Padres moved up 12 spots. Have we ever seen a team move up 12 spots? Jesus. Whatever. Off to the Rule 5 as the Nats have made a trade with the Yankees. Cam Collier on his way to Philadelphia for 6 years. The Rule 5 drafts. And indeed, there's nothing the two of us can do. All right. I've seen a team jump to second before. Oh, Christ. George Volkow on his way to the Padres for 5 years. Chase Hampton on his way to the Padres for 4 years. Joseph Ortiz signs or gets traded to the Giants from the Red Sox. The Red Sox keep shipping out some people. Robert Kalot. Oh my God, the Padres are they're going for it again, as they do every once in a while. And there it is. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. signs a 1-year, $32 million contract in Milwaukee. Vladdy is gone. As Pittsburgh signs Dave McClain. Andrew Painter off to the Mets. You guys get a trade for Victor Scott again, which you've already declined. Vaughn Grissom back to the Red Sox. Miguel Vargas, 4 years in Philly. Absolutely not. Go have your money in Cheeseland, right? Oscar Colas gets a 1-year deal with Cincy. Victor Scott trade offer again. Brooks Lee. So Philly spent some money this offseason too. And Juan Soto is off to Cincinnati. So Juan Soto now off to Cincinnati. And again, Vladdy off to Milwaukee. Max Clark gets a 6-year deal in New York. As we, excuse me, George Valera gets a 2-year deal there. We are closing in on spring training. Of course, since he makes sense over the Yankees and the Dodgers. The Braves are offering me Bobby Miller. Fuck off. Brenton Doyle off to the Rays. Spencer Steer goes to San Fran. It's going to be weird to see all these guys on different teams after all this time. 1-year deal for the former MVP. Colton Cowser goes to Boston. Cowsa, as he'll be called. Atlanta, I fucking despise you. Leave me alone. 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 Spring training. Yay. Let's get a basic look at Chat's roster here, and then we'll see what you want to do for spring training signings. Pretty obvious at catcher. It's going to be Dalton and Ray. So Jeff Long can go down without issue. Lonnie Duarte has to go through waivers. First base, it's going to be Toribio and Tulibits. So O'Connor goes down. Woodrow Rice goes down. Second base, you need a second baseman. It's not even a conversation. Third base, it's got to be Casey Wolf. You got to get him onto the major league roster. He had a bad time not being chosen for the major league roster last year. You got to try to get his spirits back up a little bit here. Send DeYoung down to AAA. Luis Perez. Shortstops, Posado and Naylor, as it's been. Move Miller to second. You cannot move anybody to second. That's up to the AI manager. Guanipa in the outfield, Rafaela, Horton, and Casey. For the pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jesus. Yeah, so Ponce goes down. Got to go through waivers. Dominic Hughes, Ray Gutierrez, Ahmad Munoz, Peter Otto, Abraham Elise. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And honestly, Menard. Even Francis Menard doesn't make the cut. Again, more often than not, people don't get claimed in spring training, but I mean, that Boris Hatfield signing was a game changer for you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to be honest, you might even want to send down one more guy. Gamble could be sent down to make room for someone like Baroa. That'd be up to you. In our situation, would you have signed David? No. I would have let him go too. I absolutely would have let him go too. He showed some inconsistencies. He had those Cy Young performances, but I think all three of your 90 rated starting pitchers have shown inconsistencies, and to have all three of them at $20+ million, that's just so goddamn risky. If it works out, great, but if it doesn't, then you're just like, well, shit, what did we just do? You know? Chad, who do you want as the final pitcher on this roster? Because you're going to need another second baseman. Do you want it to be Juan Baroa, 28-year-old, 82 overall starter, or Kerry Gamble, 25-year-old, 81 overall reliever? Who do you want to be the final player on the team? And then again, there's really no conversation. You guys were going to go for a second baseman. The best one. Meet your new second baseman. Same as the old second baseman. Welcome back, Gavin Lux. There you go. Gavin Lux is back for one more go-around in Vancouver. And for the record, in terms of pitchers, there's nobody you can sign that would even help. They'd help out like AAA or something like that. But, all right, looks like Baroa is going to be the one that's dropped. Send Gavin Lux. All right, so let's take a look at this roster. The rotation is Perez, Christensen, the Barney Gumble meme. Perez, Christensen, Avi England, Howie Elliott, Clyde Floyd, Matt Harmon as the long reliever. Then you have Adrian Ramirez, Derek Hope, Kerry Gamble, Pedro Elias at an 83, Gregory Santos at an 83, and then Boris Hatfield, a 92 overall closer. It's a strong, strong pitching staff. The lineup is Ceddanne Rafaela, Gavin Lux, Robert Sposato, Owen Casey, Luis Toribio, Aiden Miller, Luis Guanipa, William Dalton, and Casey Wolf, with David Tulibitz, Kerry Mullen, Tyrone Ray, Floyd Horton, and Miles Naylor on the bench. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, obviously, you don't have Steer, you don't have Soto, you don't have Vladdy. There's a lot of talent lost there. But I also don't think it's this, gigantic drop-off. I mean, the game still rates you very highly. So, obviously, we'll have to set some other stuff up. I want to get a basic look at my team here as well before we do all the boring stuff. And yeah, Comstock and Oka. First base, Casillas. Ooh. Let's go for William Suzuki because he's got a deep potential. I'll continue to work up Fernando Rodriguez. Send him down. Send down Tommy Tran. I'll run William Suzuki as the backup first baseman. How I Met Your Mother is not my type of show. So have I seen episodes? Yes. Is it for me? No, it is not. Let's send down Frank Reyes. Third base is now Meade and Gentry. Shortstops, Rocchio. I need a backup shortstop primarily. I mean, a better second baseman or first baseman would be good, but I really do need a backup shortstop. Seaver, Valley, Chavez. All right, Gehringer's going down. Anthony Chow's going down. Wow, right field is weak. 2, 3, 4. We'll send down Chavez. So Sam Valley's going to make the team. So I either need a natural right fielder or a backup shortstop, depending on who's available. Backup shortstop would be Cheng, who's not bad. The outright right fielder, I don't have one. Well, congrats to Sung-Chi Cheng, who is definitely not getting a 5-year deal, but will get a 1-year deal to be on the team this year. So welcome in Cheng. And for the pitchers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Duarte is not going to make it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dougie Ikeda goes down. David Cheng goes down. Starting pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That works. So Guerrero goes down. Orlando Almanza goes down as well. So a basic look at the Mermen this year. Rotation is Orozco, Jordan, Flores, Hayes, and Carvajal, with David Valdez as the long reliever. Bullpen is Soto. 83 overall, Michael Tan. 80, Jose Suarez. 87 for Cervantes. 85 for Quiones. And an 84 for Jose Alvarado. I think my bullpen might be a little tiny bit stronger. It's pretty close, though. Your rotation's obviously still significantly better. Lineup-wise, oh, Christ. Rocchio, Suzuki, Meade, Chirrillo, Seaver, Gleyber Torres, Will Comstock, Felipe Casillas, Glenn Camp. Yeah, this isn't exactly a playoff team, is it? I can't break through. We made it once. We won a playoff series. That's about the best it's going to get. It's still going to be rough sailing for the Mermen. Rough swimming? Rough swimming. So a bit of a problem here, chat, for your team. Francis Menard would get claimed on waivers by Houston. And I would lose Albert Guerrero, also to Houston. So we might have some decisions to make. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a reliever that you need to send down. Menard can't go without being lost. Santos is an 83. Hate to say it, I think Kerry Gamble. Probably, right? It's a gamble, or you drop one of the long relief options. I don't necessarily want to make that decision for you. Are you okay with the fact that you're going to lose Francis Menard for nothing? It's kind of the situation there. So he's also getting paid absolutely nothing right now. So keep that in mind, but let me know your choice there. I still can't do everything I want to do because now Chang is on waivers, which is unfortunate. I mean, you could send down Ramirez, but I don't think that's a very good idea. I know he's 21, but damn, he's good already. Although he did get lit up in spring training. You could give him a little bit more seasoning as like the go-to guy in AAA. We have 6 closers on the big roster. Well, technically you need 5, not 6. So it's kind of up to whoever you want to go for. Send the corpse of Jim David down. You already sent him to Baltimore. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Send down Gamble for the purpose of his namesake. Hey, I mean, hey, that works. Going once on Gamble. Going twice. We gambled and ends up going down. Let's sim a few more days. I mean, we're just going for it at this point now in terms of finalizing roster setup. I also reclaimed that one starter. That was Guerrero. Can I send down Valdez? Yes, I can. So Valdez, you're going down to triple then. That's my answer there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. AAA is 1, 2, 3. 4 with Perez. 5 and 6. And then AA is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need about 3 relievers here. So Wickenheiser, Edmonds, and then Barney Rowe. And then for starting pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. AAA is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 with Gomez. AA is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wickenheiser is an available name, yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the Mermen are ready to go for the year. At least as, good to go is a relative term, of course. In terms of setting up my trade block as well, again, catcher-wise, I'm fine. If I could trade Watanabe, I will. First base. I got a couple of good young first basemen in the mix. If I can get rid of Rodriguez, I will. But I feel like I'm good there. Like, I feel like Jamie Diaz is the one that I can build around. Why don't they just combine relievers and closers so it's easier to sort and pick? I don't know. Probably just because of the contract incentive structure is my guess. So, it's not a huge deal, but it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Second base. I mean, Frank Reyes is... He's good enough. He's good enough, but I could use a second baseman. I can't really afford to trade Frank if I'm going to try to get rid of those two. Third base, Curtis Mead. If I can trade you, I need to. Keep Park as the guy to build around. But yeah, if I can sign and flip Mead. Rocchio, if I can move you, I will. I don't need a shortstop because I have Douglas and Hernandez. Although if I can move Hernandez, I will. Left field. If I can move Chavez, I should. If I can move Valley, I should, because Seaver's the guy. Center field, if I can move Chirrillo. If I can move any of these guys, I should. And then I desperately need an actual right fielder. And then I still could use another really good starter. Duarte's down in AAA. If I can move him, I should. Tan's on the Major League roster. If I can move Suarez and Alvarado, I should. Carlos Ramirez kind of sucks, so if I can move him, I should. If I can move Guerrero, I should. If I can move Carvajal, I should. Wilmer Flores. Based on his age. If I can move Flores, it's a better way to go than Carvajal or Guerrero. So that's the setup for me. We do still have to set up Chat's team here, just in terms of like fully setting everything up. Again, the catcher situation is fucking ridiculous. So Jim Lyon, I don't even know what the hell we're gonna do for Jim here. I don't even fucking know. We'll come back to that. For now, everybody goes to single A. And we'll use that as filler instead of signing free agents to try and get this to work, because Jesus Christ, the amount of catchers you have. First base is Toribio and Tulibits. AAA is O'Connor and Rice, and then AA is Romano and Deerdorf. Second base is Lux and Mullen. You have Hitchcock in AAA. We'll say that Jeff Long and Lonnie Duarte are in triple. Jim Lyon will be as well to count as a second baseman. Third base is pretty straightforward. Hopefully it plays Flores a good amount. That's pretty straightforward. Yeah, you could try to swing it to make sure, but you also don't want to give up on Perez. Can we edit position scrubs? No. Let's see. Belanger in double, Ornelas in triple. So you need an extra AAA option, which is going to be Owen. You need an extra double option, which is going to be Green. And then that means Dell and Pereira are the AA catchers outright, so that's good. Then the outfield is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh my God, you have nobody. AAA will be Yeager. Yeah, okay. Well, we need 3 AAA outfielders. So, Lara, Suero, and Gustafson. Lara, Suero, Gustafson. Perfect. In terms of the pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. AAA is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. AA is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. With a lot of extra options. Hollowell goes down to make room for Wilson. And obviously these guys will fill in for starters if they have to. Fucking Loaisaga's still there. Jesus. Still got the heat. The old cannon himself, Jonathan Lasagna. That man's got some heat. More heat than CM Punk. Starting pitchers, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. AAA is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So then AA can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Daryl Hicks can be the 6th. All right. We were a little bit off on the AA count for whatever reason, but it's not a big deal. In terms of the trade block for chat this season, again, there was just that ridiculous logjam at catcher. It's worth just trying to clear it. Just get rid of somebody. First base, you have Toribio. It's tough at first base as well. It's kind of a similar situation where you just need a shuffle at that position. Second base, obviously, I don't think you'll be able to get anything for Gavin Lux. Like, you need a second baseman. Although you do have, Mullen and Hitchcock are okay. So that's more if you wanted somebody better than Lux for this year. Third base is Miller. As far as I know, you don't want to trade him. He's 29. So that leaves DeYoung and Flores, who might be able to develop for somebody else and get you somebody better. Shortstop, you're good. Could flip Johnny Belanger. You know. Left field was Guanipa. If you can flip Vargas for somebody really good, it's worth it. Center field is Sedan at 33. Don't know if you want to trade him. And if you can flip Lowell, you probably should. And then right field is Casey now. And that's already all the fucking people used up. That's insane. That is insane. DeYoung's probably not worth too much anymore. So Sato. Is there anybody that we can take out for Wooten? I don't think Harvey Deerdorf's going to get you anything at this point. Yeah. The pitching staff's good. Pitching staff is really good. But then again, you have so many pitchers that you might want to move. Holy shit. What do you even do? Jim Lyon's only a C potential. There was talk about trying to move like Harmon or Baroa. Maybe even Elliott because of their ages. And then there was talk about also getting relievers up there too. It would make more sense to trade Ray than Dalton, just given Dalton's age. So maybe take Dalton off the list. Go with Baroa. What else can even be done here? What else can be done? Tulibits isn't going to fetch you anything at this point. It's really not worth trying to trade Toribio unless you get an upgrade for him first. So Keep Floyd because he's 25. What can we do to get you relievers onto the list? I don't think there is much you can do. There's just not enough spots. I mean, if you could actually get something from Menard instead of losing him for nothing, that's not a bad deal. I think that's the way through, honestly. Like, it's how I'd set it up for my team, just in terms of trying to make something happen. Try to get an improvement at first or second. And then if you can, I mean, go for that extra. I mean, the pitching helped. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird setup for both teams right now. We're both in a very interesting spot. Top prospects list, Elvin Wog. He's number 1. My favorite World of Warcraft character type in Elvin Wog. Unbelievable. What a fucking generated name. Chat debuts on the list at number 10 with starting pitcher Gregorio Munoz. The Mermen with shortstop Waylon Douglas at 11. And then chat with a closer, Elliot Gilliland, is also there. Well, considering Wog got hit by the bot taps, yeah, it's a slur. But not in this context. You guys also have Vargas and Gillespie at 22 and 23. This rebuild on the fly approach could work out very well for you. We'll say that. Dude, I have like nobody on the list right now. You guys also have Singleton, Flores. I got Duncan Del Villar at 72. Alfonso Hernandez at 80. But yeah, there's a lot of representation for the A's, including Francis Menard. Not so much for the Mermen, but we are the youth of the nation, and we are ready to go for the start of another season. I just want to make sure the game didn't screw with anything, and it doesn't look like it did. So we should be good to go. All right. 11th for the Mermen, 2nd for the A's. Chat, what we are going to do is put up a prediction here. It's going to be playoffs for Vancouver, Atlantis, neither or both. What is your playoff prediction? Let's see what happens this season. And, yeah, so you guys get a trade offer from the Royals. First baseman Estevan Silva for Charles O'Connor. Silva's not really an upgrade on Tulibits. I mean, barely. He's got plenty of term, but you know, I mean, O'Connor's 66 overall at 24 years old and the B potential. It does technically get you an upgrade now at first base, backup first baseman. I just don't know if that's the move that you necessarily want to make to send Tulibits down to AAA. What do you think? Do you take the slightly better backup first baseman in Estevan Silva for Charles O'Connor? Silva for O'Connor. What do you think? What do you think, Chatsky? Shatsky. Going once on no. Going twice. All right, no deal. No deal. So we are ready for our first bit of scouting. In terms of what chat needs, is it safe to say that catcher is in the no category? First base. First base is a yes. Like, you do have some guys in the mix. You don't have the home run pick. At worst, it's a kind of. Second base is an absolute... Well, you know, second base isn't even necessarily an absolute must. You have Hitchcock and Mullen. Like, that's not that bad. You know, Hitchcock's a better prospect than anybody else you have at first base. I'd put second base in the kind ofs. Like, you don't have the overall depth there, but you do have a good prospect in Virgil Hitchcock. Third base. Oh, really? I mean, you just signed Aiden Miller. You know, you got Gerald Flores in the system. I don't really think you need a third baseman, right? Shortstops. I mean, you got Johnny Belanger there. Sposato, though, you're still good. I don't really think you need to focus on shortstops either. If there's a great one, then yeah, take him. But left field, I mean, you got Felix Vargas in the system. You got Guanipa signed for another 2 years after this. You're pretty much good there. Center field. I mean, you got Charles Lowell. He did just fracture a forearm. You got Horton, Rafaela's. This could be the last year of Rafaela's deal. That's in the kind of the no territory as well. And then right field is Casey. You got Sato and Wooten. That's a no at this point. And then obviously, like, you got a lot of starters, the relievers, but that's still up there. Pitching as always. So first base, second base, pitching, kind of the biggest needs for chat at this point. For myself, I don't really think I need a catcher. I got Comstock, I got Hernandez. I'm looking good there. First base, I got Diaz, I got Rodriguez. That's not too bad. I'd put that in the kind of. It's above the catcher. Second base, I got Frank Reyes. I'd put second base in kind of. I think Gleyber Torres is falling off, man. Third base. Yeah, Brian Park's not going to cut it. I need a third baseman desperately. Shortstop. Not bad because we got Waylon Douglas. Left field, we're fine. Center field, we're fine for now. Right field is a desperate need. As well as starting pitching, and then I'd say relief pitching after that. So I think we're good. So for me, Bernie Champion out of Michigan, the number one projected guy. Derek Span is a reliever. Or Spawn. No, it was Span. Any catchers? I'm going to do what I always do and just start looking around. Felipe Tejada as a catcher. Anybody else that's available to me? South Korean David Ryu. David Ryu. And that's it there. First base. Do I have anybody at first base? Luis Manuel. Luis Manuel is about the best I can do there. For chat, it will be, again, first base, second base, starting pitching. And we'll see who you guys can find. Let's see what's out there. Let's see. The A is going to trade offer from the Dodgers. Oh, you don't need him. He's not what he used to be. You certainly don't need another catcher. You certainly don't. I mean, unless you can get an upgraded catcher like Alvarez, but he's not even available to you. Cartaya for Romano would be a terrible trade. A's, by the way, 10-5 to start the year. Not bad at all. Not bad. Moving on to first base here. Whoops. Here we go. And for yours truly, still looking for first baseman Jose Gonzalez. Anybody else? Venezuela, Luis Manuel, I already looked at. So I highly doubt there's anybody else. And there isn't. Second base, Alfonso Franco. Not looking good from here. Yep, that was it. Just Alfonso Franco. Third base, David Yu. First, second, and third. Looking like a limited sample size of prospects for me here, yet again. Great week for the A's. Catcher Robert Owen for first baseman Estevan Silva. Owen is 22B and a 61. Silva, 2016 and a 73. Do you sacrifice one of the catchers to get an upgrade for your backup first baseman in the form of Estevan Silva. A lot of contract control on Silva. It would clear out Owen, who's fine, but I mean, you know, it's not like, oh my God, we can't lose this guy. Going once on yes. Move on from Robert Owen, who's okay. I mean, he's a switch hitter. He's fine, but again, you got other people already. Going twice on yes. Sold. Robert Owen for Estevan Silva. So Silva in the Major League roster, and Tulibits will get sent down to AAA. Drop a player off the 40-man, though. Which can be DeYoung, because whatever. Chat, by the way, at 15-5. 10 wins in a row almost. 9-1 in their last 10. All right, let's see. First base, East. First base, International. And then second base. After we finish scouting second baseman, as always, let me know if you just want to start looking at the top of the list. Or if you want to start looking at some of those secondary positions, but your primary needs have been addressed, with the exception of relief pitching. It would be relief pitching and then the top of the board. So let me know. For the boys, oh boy. Oh boy, for the boys. Richard Sato. Abraham Pennington. Out of Germany, which is hilarious. And Thomas Quinones. Big group of third basemen. We sim another week. As Vancouver got shit on that week. All right. Hot and cold team. Second base Central, second base East, and second base International to round it out. I am not getting much again in this draft, man. Heartbreaker for me. Abraham Pineda out of Venezuela. A lot of third basemen, which is my biggest position of need right now, but nobody who's particularly good. Shortstops. Agustin Oliveros is the top shortstop in this draft, apparently. And Moses Chung. Okay, we got some shortstops. Two his teams getting carried by overseas U.S. military bases, probably. Let's be honest. Series coming up between the two of us. I get a trade-off from the Phillies. Thomas Harrington is from North Carolina, so I can't get him. All right, chat wanted top of the list, so let's see who's out there. Lloyd Chavez. Derek Span, who you cannot get. Mario Navarre, who you cannot get. Steve Crowell. And Chris Gator. I'm upset he's not from Florida. Closer, and left. See if you end up with them Gators, you know. All right, the shortstops could be decent. That's not bad. We got anybody else at shortstop here? Anybody else? Vance Driver. Ah, yes, the great Vance Driver. Andy Mesa. That's it there. Left field. What do we got? Jerome Austin. Jerome Austin out of the Netherlands. Good to sim another week. 19-15 now for Vancouver. You get a trade. Jeff Long for Joe Mack. You don't need it. Joe Mack. He's not bad, but you still have Ray. I mean, Dalton's got a slight injury going on. I mean, Ray can play first, but that's it. That's not particularly worth it at this stage for Mac. It would have been worth it if one of Dalton or Ray got traded, but then you'd just be in the same situation. So, catcher for catcher is useless. Maybe someone's a better catcher. In that instance, it wasn't, though. Holy shit. Well, you guys are going to get Lloyd Chavez, 24th overall. And you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank because the AI don't take closers early. Frank Lux, a left fielder. Alden Diaz out of New Jersey. And Frank V out of Michigan. So left, starter, and first. This could be a high-quality draft for you guys. Not so much for me, but hey, that's okay. I'm just happy to be here. Waiting for you guys to end it. You have the power to end this, chat. Get it done already. Jerome Austin was the only one. Center field. Brian Koo. Do we, though? I mean, you do have the power to end it, but you haven't. And in right field, Walter Ono. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Mariano Velasquez. Also in right. So maybe some decent outfielders for me. Not complaining about that. 29-19 for Vancouver. 2 games up on Seattle at the top of the division. Diego Nunez out of Cali. James Lockett. And Jason Musser. Starter, closer, and third. Be the focus there. I think he's just here so he doesn't get fined. Well, yeah, because it's not like they're going to hand the ball off to me. You know, at the fucking 1 yard line. Any other right fielders here? Clint. Yeah, yes. My favorite Venezuelan name. Clint. Jackie Lawson. And that's about it there. For the pitchers, Mario Navarre. So right field, and closer. Be the focus. Again, just making sure I didn't skip you guys. 50 days out until the draft. You get a trade offer from the Red Sox. Jordan Westberg as a backup second baseman. He's getting paid a shitload, but it's just for the rest of the year. Jordan Westberg for the closer, Francis Menard, who you could not send down without losing on waivers. He's doing all right this year, but again, you had to put Gamble in AAA. And he's only had 9 innings pitched. Honestly, it's not the worst deal in the world to at least get something for one of your relievers. Even if it is an old Jordan Westberg to play behind an old Gavin Lux. But it looks to be the deal. So, declining. Clint's definitely the name of a son of a borderline illiterate U.S. Marine stationed in Venezuela. Yep. All right, chat is declining. Fair enough. Oof, not a good week in the aftermath. 29-25. Mariners back atop the division. Let's see. Aaron Anaya out of the Dominican. Bernardo Guillen out of South Carolina. And Paul Matthews out of California. So starter, closer, center is the deal there at the top of the list. And for myself, at least Mario Navarre does look really good as a closer. Alberto Casto is another available closer. William Chung. I prefer William Hung. She bangs, she bangs. Yeah, nobody else. Relievers, Derek Span, I know is available. Huh? There we go. There we go. Pirates offer me a trade. Johan Oviedo Cubans. Not eligible to get him on my team. That's a shame. All right. For you guys, it is the top of the board. Yeah, and they played a different live version of "We Will Rock You" because they couldn't do the full deal like they did on the album on their tours. So this is what they played live. For anybody on YouTube who's not hearing the Spotify soundtrack, I implore you to look up a live version of "We Will Rock You" by Queen. It's an entirely different experience. And I actually prefer it. All right, I got a couple of good relievers this year. Fucking... I feel like Dobby when he got a fucking sock. Like, yes, a couple of relievers. I've been a good boy, haven't I? So kind. Jesus Christ. Felipe Spanos. Whew. And then for you guys, you're still good top of the board. We are cruising towards this draft right now, just over a month away. Chat's team continues to be very, very hot and cold. MLB hasn't granted you your freedom yet, and it never will. Judging by how this has gone for me, it never, ever will. Although the upcoming offseason could be the offseason I've been waiting for a certain left fielder to finally hit the markets. We will see. Reliever, starting pitcher. Matter of fact, I know he went to arbitration with the Rockies this past year. I have to see if he only signed a one-year deal. We'll see. Let's see. South Korean Robert Yang. Venezuela Steven Benitez. Watch him sign for 10 years. Watch me kick you in the ass. You shut your mouth. Theodore Cho out of Chinese Taipei, a.k.a. Taiwan, unless you're John Cena. And Nicaragua doesn't count. Jamaica doesn't count. Russell Tran, whole lot of relievers. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to have time to discover here. Should have traded for him. No, it would have been cheating, by God. And then you guys would be like, oh, the only one because we let you do this. Jazz Chisholm! Unfortunately, the Bahamas don't count for me. Otherwise, I would take Mr. Chisholm. But I can't. The goddamn Bahamas. And their men. Maybe Jazz is the one that did it. Miguel Delgado out of Panama. Walter Ono, you cannot go for. Castro, you cannot go for. Melvin Reese, you can. And Henry Mota. Closer, reliever. And for myself, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to try something different here. Scout international relievers. Scout international relievers. Discover outfield prospects. That is the game plan. That is the game plan. Speaking of my favorite member of the Colorado Rockies. Okay, I still have life. I don't care if he's declined this year. I still have life. Never say never, chat. I'm mad. Even though he's making $34 million this year, I would love to take that trade, but I cannot. All right. For chat, week 12. I'd take Fernando Steroid Jr. I sure would. I'm fucking desperate at this point. Joe Horn out of Tejas. Bruce Iden. Bruce. I need your persistence. It's a toxic persistence, though. That's why I still play EA NHL. It's a toxic persistence to finally get major issues with the game fixed, you know? It's not healthy. All right, let's scout the starters this year. Try to look for infielders. It is a toxic persistence. Trade offer for you guys, Diego Cartaya. That's what living in Maine does to someone. Again, you don't need Cartaya. You can't take him anyways from Venezuela. 49 and 36. 6 games up on the Mariners out of nowhere for Vancouver. The penultimate week of scouting before the draft. You guys are, again, pretty much guaranteed to get somebody really fucking good in this draft. Alonso Reyes. Robbie Burnett out of New York. And Caden Lang out of Massachusetts. Left field and right field. Got those corner outfielders. For me, I found some infielders. Woo! Found some infielders. Aaron Anaya. Kerry Polito. Guillermo Pena, Nelson Dorta, oh my god. Mauricio Manzanillo, Brad Thurston, Bo Santos of Germany. All right, Bo. Look at that. Anybody else? Tommy Chin out of Taiwan. I mean, I've already looked at him, though. Better than Ezra. Didn't say recently scouted. I have info on all these guys. I hate this. Pedro Guzman's out of Panama. Brian Lin out of Taiwan. I already had some information on Bo Santos, too. Is there anybody else at like a 5 or 10%? Pedro Guzman. All right, well, look at Brian Lin. And now let's do... because we're heading into the final week. Let's do Discover for catchers and Discover for pitchers. All right, what do we got? Chat is still pretty much on course to make the playoffs again at this rate. Not particularly surprising. You lost some good high-level, long-time talent, but it is still a very strong team. Jonathan Mikolas. Ben Duarte out of Arkansas. And Damon Sullivan, reliever, and third baseman. That's the final bit for chat. For me, I discovered 3 more pitchers. Who the fuck are they? Vesperis out of the Dominican. Lee out of South Korea. And Benito Ornelas out of Venezuela. All right, well, we discovered a few more people at least. They might be shit, but at least they're here. So Mario Navar, top prospect. I might as well get the top info on you. Closer, reliever, and starter is the deal. So chat, just before the draft at 52 and 39 with Vancouver, the Mermen are we drowned. You know the meme of like the skeleton at the bottom of the pool. That's us, except it's the bottom of the ocean. On the plus side, every once in a while I get a free gaming controller. But yeah, it's the best. Yeah, God.